the kingdom of heaven on earth. You say things like that, and people ask questions like, "Well, well, what do you mean by the kingdom of heaven on earth? I don't understand." And to get into the basics of it, when I say I'm building the kingdom of heaven on earth, I mean I'm bringing heaven to earth. I mean I'm bringing about an age of enlightenment. First off, I'm bringing about an age in which people don't have to rely on governments. They don't have to rely on anybody but themselves if they don't want to. You can, because working together with people is like an important skill that most people in life just never attain in today's day and age. But if you don't want to work with people, you don't have to. I'm trying to teach people to be self-reliant to a certain extent, right? I'm trying to teach people how to become better versions of themselves and more in tune with reality, because the truth has been hidden from us for such a long time that it's almost pathetic. There's all these secrets of the universe that people simply don't know, and I'm trying to bring about the end of that. I'm trying to bring about a reality in which people fully understand the ramifications of their actions, and in which people fully understand the power that they hold, and in which people fully understand their potential that they could become. I'm trying to bring about the age of the death of the human, I suppose you would say. And I don't mean the death of the human like literally everybody's gonna die. No, I mean the death of us as a species being just little old us. Just being these humans who apparently can't do anything for themselves, don't know anything about science, don't know anything about spirituality. I'm trying to bring about the end of that. I'm trying to bring us into the new age of information, in which the information about how to do certain things is like widely spread, and everybody gets a chance to become a part of it. I'm trying to bring about an age in which ignorance dies and the spirit is free to do whatever it wants to do. I'm trying to bring about an age in which humans have never experienced. Because I know all these things. I know all these scientific things. I'm trying to teach people about it because I know on the other side is a world that I want to live in. A world where people are free. Now there's a lot of counters to that argument, like John. People are so warlike. People are so dead set on fighting each other over little territories of land. Don't you think that the age of enlightenment is going to bring about more war? Don't you think that this is only going to further the agenda of people who want nothing but chaos in the world? No. No, I don't believe that. I believe that once people understand more about spirituality, they'll be less inclined to do bad things because they'll understand that there's punishment for those things. You go around teaching people about karma, what are they going to do? Like you teach them that karma is literally a real thing, and that you can be a really bad person and bad things will happen to you, or you can be a really good person and good things will happen to you. What are they going to do? Most people will opt to be the good person because they don't want bad things to happen to them. And what do I mean by karma really exists? Well, what it comes down to is the laws of cause and effect, right? If you set bad intentions in the world and you cause bad things to happen, right? Bad things are probably going to happen to you because you're setting that into your environment. When you're doing bad things to the people around you, that's going to come around to bite you in the ass. It just inevitably will, because you're setting bad intentions into the universe. You're sending, it's like the domino effect. You like poke, fuck you, and then the dominoes like fall into place, and eventually all around you, you'll start to see people becoming more evil, people becoming more cynical, people becoming more willing to fuck you over because you were willing to fuck that person over, or you're willing to fuck this person over, or you were willing to do this to attain that. You're setting into effect the laws of cause and effect. Eventually it's going to come around to bite you in the ass. That's karma, right? That's karma. That's how karma works. You teach people about these things, that if you're a bad person and you do bad things, then bad things are going to happen to you. Yeah, people aren't going to want to be bad anymore. People aren't going to want to fuck around with shit. You teach people about science, right? Then they're less ignorant to what can happen to them and how the world works. You teach people that they can become like demigods, I guess is what I'm essentially teaching on this channel. You tell people they can become demigods, then yeah, they're going to start acting in a different way. They're going to start seeing themselves in a different way. They're not going to see themselves as poor little old me. They're going to start seeing themselves as something that's more than human, right? They're going to start respecting themselves. They're going to start becoming something more with themselves. You teach all these principles to people, right? You teach about karma, you teach about science, you teach about whatever. The inevitable conclusions that people are going to come to is that they're going to, in the end, want to be good people, right? That's just inevitable, because if you teach people about how things like this work, like how I just gave you a brief explanation about karma, what are you going to do with the rest of your life, right? Right, you're going to go around being an asshole for the rest of your life, or you're going to attempt to do good things to accumulate good karma in your inner circle of people and things that you interact with? You find out that planting one seed of being a good person inevitably leads to you prospering. What are you going to do? You're going to be an asshole for the rest of your life, or you're going to do something, or are you going to change your ways and become a good person? This is kind of what I'm implementing. I'm implementing a world of the kingdom of heaven. And mostly what that means, there are other aspects to it that I haven't gotten into yet, because I don't know if people are ready for it yet. But what that means is I'm bringing about an age of enlightenment. I'm bringing about an age where people no longer serve false gods. They no longer serve idols. I'm bringing about a world where people understand the truths of the reality, where people understand how the world works and can make up their own decisions about how to live their life based off of that. Because when you find out about spirituality and stuff, you figure out, hey, I'm going to die and I'm going to go somewhere, right? And I'm either going to end up in heaven or I'm going to end up in hell. And it depends on you where you end up. You start realizing these things, that they're real, right? And you start making different decisions. That's what I'm implementing here. I'm implementing a system where I'm trying to persuade people into the right direction of going towards something new and different, right? I'm trying to inspire people to become better versions of themselves, to inevitably end up as someone who is spiritually in tuned and can do more with their lives than anybody else could do with theirs in the past, when we didn't know as much about the universe. Me and my people, we know about the universe. We know about spirituality. We know about energy. We know about how the universe works. I'm just here trying to preach the good word so that I can inevitably create a kingdom of enlightened people, of people who understand not only just what they're capable of, but understand the ramifications of choosing good or evil or whatever. I'm trying to instill moral value, I haven't really done much of that on this channel yet, but I'm trying to instill moral values on people that they can take to the grave and know that they're going to end up in a good place in the end. You know, I'm trying to teach people about right and wrong. I'm trying to teach people about how to live their lives. I'm trying to teach people about being kinder to others. I'm trying to teach people about all these different morals that have been expounded on me. I'm trying to teach people about science. I'm trying to teach people how to be the best versions of themselves. I'm trying to teach people that it's not all about physicality. It's not all about being the biggest and strongest and most muscle-bound guy around. I'm trying to teach people that you can look like me, you know, if I can get a good look at me. You know, you can be a guy who looks like me, but inevitably end up being one of the strongest people around, you know, because you have an energy about you. You know, this whole energy thing I talk about, it's not bullshit. People have real results with this. You can be an ordinary looking guy and have more energy than a bodybuilder, have more physical energy, more energy to expend than the biggest of the big guys, you know? You can be this larger than life figure. You can be a demigod. You can be more than yourself if you follow my practices. And that's kind of what I mean by getting into the kingdom of heaven. We're entering the age of enlightenment. We're entering the age of information. We're entering the age where ignorance dies and people start to become more than they've ever been. And that's my dream. Part of my dream. You know, I have further goals past that, but that's my dream, is to allow people to have a greater understanding of reality, so that way they can make better decisions and make better judgments about life, and just have more, how do I say this? Harder, better, faster, stronger. I'm trying to create a better human race. That's what the kingdom of heaven is mostly about. What me and the people who are here to preach the good word, what we're doing here, we're creating a world where people are the best versions of themselves, and where we're not just people anymore. We understand that we're stepping into the realm of godhood. So that's it. That's all I wanted to say about the kingdom of heaven right now, because they're just things that I know people aren't ready to hear about it. There are certain aspects, because in my perfect world it won't be the same. It won't always be this capitalistic eye for an eye shit fest that we're living in. In my perfect world, there's steps that I'm taking to get there. But for right now, I just wanted to talk about the age of enlightenment in terms of the kingdom of heaven, and not necessarily the politics, because people aren't ready for that. I've seen that people aren't ready for it. People are ready to expand their minds. People are more than willing to give these new spiritual practices a try. But what people aren't ready for are the shakeup of politics. The kingdom of Rome wasn't built in a day, as they say. But I have plans. Best believe I have plans about how things are going to change in this world. It's not always going to be the same. We're not living in a world of consistency. We're living in a world of constant change. And I have big plans about how I plan on changing it. And if you were here to see this, congratulations, you were one of the first. Peace.